Hi, welcome to Namis Academy. This time we'll be dealing with trigonometric identities. Trigonometric identities, and this is our series number 5. Trigonometric identity series number 5. So this is series number 5, and in this series we'll be talking about proving. We need to prove something. So we are to prove that sine theta all over 1 minus cos squared theta is equal to cosec theta. So we are to prove that sine theta divided by 1 minus cos squared theta is equal to cosec theta is equal to cosec theta. So how do we get this done? Let's get into the solution. How am I going to do this now? Now, we are to make the left hand side of the equation to look exactly or to become exactly the right hand side of this equation. So we need to play around the manipulations of trigonometric identities to make sure that sine theta all over 1 minus cos squared theta becomes cosec theta. So let's take the left hand side and let us begin our manipulation. Left hand side says that sine theta divided by 1 minus cos squared theta. So what can we do around this place? We should recall that what now? That sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. So we have proven this identity from our first series, series number 1. So we've proven that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1 using Pythagoras theorem. So we can simply substitute the value of 1 into what we have at the left hand side and see what we're going to have next. So now it becomes sine theta all over, this one becomes sine squared theta plus cos squared theta, now minus cos squared theta. So now this is what we have. Now we have minus cos squared theta plus cos squared theta. If I should minus cos squared theta from cos squared theta, I will be left with 0. So this cancels this, and now I have sine theta all over sine squared theta. So what am I going to do with this to make it look like cosec theta? Let's get to the next page. Remember, we are left with sine theta all over sine squared theta. Let us split it now. So we are going to have sine theta all over sine theta multiplied by sine theta. So sine theta cancel sine theta, or we say sine theta divides sine theta, so we have 1 and we have 1. So we are left with 1 all over 1 multiplied by sine theta is sine theta. 1 all over sine theta. And what's the value of 1 all over sine theta? That is equal to hypotenuse all over opposite. Remember that sine theta is actually opposite all over hypotenuse. So if you had watched our earlier videos on trigonometrics, so you remember this as so when we learned about so catua. So sine theta is equal to opposite all over hypotenuse. So when we have the inverse of sine theta, 1 all over sine theta, we are going to have this denominator becomes numerator and numerator becomes denominator. Hypotenuse all over opposite. And we have learned that hypotenuse all over opposite is cosec theta. Yes, is cosec theta. That is to tell that the inverse of sine theta is equal to cosec theta. And now that we have arrived 1 all over sine theta, which is hypotenuse all over opposite, of which we agree that it is the same as cosec theta, then we can tell that we just converted sine theta all over 1 minus cos squared theta equals to cosec theta. So let's write that as our final answer, that sine theta all over 1 minus cosec squared theta is equal to cosec theta. Sine theta all over 1 minus cos squared theta equals to cosec theta. So you have seen that we have been able to make this to look exactly like this. That is, the value of this is the same as this. I believe you understood all that we did in this video. Take your time to watch it carefully and get everything done in your head and get everything learned in your memory. Bye bye. See you in the next video.